Did you hear that some in Tennessee are listening to this California economist, and they are wanting Tennessee to follow California's example?
I don't believe it. What are you talking about?
No, it's true. Listen.
I'm an economist. Yeah, if you will take a look at it, Tennessee has the lowest tax burden of any state in the nation. I went through all of the metrics of Tennessee, and based upon those, I literally chose to come to Tennessee. Best decision I've ever made in my life. I just love it here. All the things I didn't know about turned out to be far better than I imagined, and all the things I did know about were true.
Tennessee is the lowest tax state. That's no surprise. But I didn't hear anything about following California's example.
Hold on. Keep listening.
Not only do we have the largest surplus, we're tied for number one rating in credit rating by all three credit rating agencies. Now we're tied with number one, AAA, by all three rating agencies, all right? Our pension funds, state and local pension funds, are the second best funded pension funds in the nation according to Pew. We have all of these. It is just amazing, the state's financial, the growth in income, as I mentioned to you.
Tennessee continues to be an economic leader. But what does this have to do with following California's example?
Sorry, this might take a minute, but I heard him say it.
We had the fastest growth in employment to population of any state in the nation. Number one. Not only that, we have the largest surplus relative to our state size of any state in the nation. Now, think of that. We have the lowest taxes of any state in the nation, and we have the largest surplus.
Yeah, Tennessee is doing things right. Again, what does this have to do with California?
Just keep listening.
We not only have the lowest taxes, we have the most fiscally sound structure of any, but we have the best provision of public services of any state in the nation. You guys should be really, really proud of what you've done. And I got to tell you, if I had a hat, I'd take it off to you.
Okay, so Tennessee is great. Will you please tell me what this has to do with following California's example?
He's just about to get there.
My conversation with you today is hopefully to correct a problem that is not here, but it's a problem that can occur. I want to talk to all of you about property taxes. This state has low property taxes today, but it is highly vulnerable, and I mean this very seriously, to cities, counties, and local districts, which are the beneficiaries of property taxes in this state. In California, property taxes were about 2.5% of the actual market value of property. Today in Tennessee, we're probably about 0.7, 0.8% of market value. Just to give you a flavor, theirs were 3 times as much. I argue that we are the single best state on property taxes. That's at looking at the percentage of personal income. I've got the numbers here, but we have done a great, great job on property taxes. What I'm going to suggest to all of you is we should put in an initiative, a piece of legislation that would lock a ceiling in on effective property tax rates. That's what we did in California, but we tried to correct something that was already done. Here in Tennessee, we don't have the overall problem like California had. This is the time to correct a problem that could occur that need not occur.
So, let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. Tennessee is the very best, with the lowest tax burden, the fastest growth in employment, the largest budget surplus, the best credit rating, the second strongest pension funds, the most fiscally sound structure, and the best provision of services of any state. But Tennessee should follow California's lead? On property taxes?
That is what he's saying. And I'm confused, because he also said this.
I argue that we are the single best state on property taxes. That's at looking at the percentage of personal income. I've got the numbers here, but we have done a great, great job on property taxes.
So, why are we talking about property taxes?
Correct a problem that is not here, but it's a problem that can occur. Here in Tennessee, we don't have the overall problem like California had. This is the time to correct a problem that could occur that need not occur.
I guess, basically, someday, theoretically, at some point in the future, there will be this unknown problem, and we will be glad we took action to prevent problems that Tennessee doesn't have today.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
So, we should cap city and county property taxes in Tennessee. Why? Because something could happen. pretty weak justification for choosing to restrict the most consistent and, for many, still the most significant revenue stream available to local governments. I agree, it makes no sense. But the obvious contradictions and the illogical rationale aside, understand one thing: promising to limit taxes of any kind in any way is always appealing, and this proposal is going to be popular across the state, and there will be members of the General Assembly that find the idea appealing. You must know, it can happen. Folks, this is very real. The people behind this effort have invested big money, and with that big money, they have hired big-name veterans of national political and grassroots mobilization campaigns. They've also hired well-known lobbyists. We don't yet know the exact form this cap or limit will take. It could lock in appraised value at the time of purchase. It could cap the amount of year-over-year growth in revenues derived from the property tax. It could limit the year-over-year growth in the tax rate. Or it could consist of a combination of all of these. We're not likely to know the specifics until sometime later. But hear this: it can happen. This is a serious, well-funded effort involving skilled political operatives and built around a simple and very appealing idea. We know that supporters have been meeting with legislators and have launched a grassroots campaign across the state to generate phone calls and letters to legislators. So we can't wait until we have all the details to respond. You know better than anyone your own fiscal situation and what is required to fund your obligations and needs while keeping the books in balance. And you know better than anyone how any limit or cap might affect your city or town and its ability to continue to meet your residents' and business owners' demands concerning public safety, education, infrastructure, and other municipal services and amenities afforded, so that they may continue to enjoy the quality of life they expect. And you are best positioned and qualified to engage your residents, business owners, school boards, and legislators regarding the potential effect of any proposal that seeks to limit or cap property tax rates or collections. And hear this: it can happen, and it may well happen, if you don't personally engage. We'll keep chasing down information, and we'll be developing guidance, suggestions, talking points, and research to share. But please don't wait. Get your story together. Reach out to your county, your school boards, and key members and organizations in your community, and meet with your legislators. Because at the end of the day, this comes down to you telling your city's story to your legislators and your community.